Kenyatta calling Zakuritsa Tutu Sambora onto the field. There seems to be an awful lot of players on the right side of the field compared to on the left. Wyskiel's bleeding, Mike. He's getting blood on the stands here. It's rather inconsiderate of this. Hope there's no repercussion from the city. I have located it. Oh. Here comes. Still waiting for a player. Oh, wait a minute. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the left side, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus Jeffrey on the right side. Now Bill Wyskiel goes out. No, Bill Wyskiel comes off.
Ready? Michael, ready?
We're ready. Game 2 getting underway at 2:20 p.m. Kick by Cust is end over end but short. Taken by Walkinshaw, I believe, and he's stopped by Jim Hawley at about the 19-yard line. See if we can set. We've got Kosturko, Condon quarterbacking. Doesn't have Bruce Murray this time, but has some of the newcomers, including nice! Oh, incomplete! In and out of the hands of Walkinshaw on the far sideline. He's got Olstrom, who is really an up-and-coming, excellent receiver, back there with Mr. Condon. Condon at quarterback. Incomplete, not for very much yardage. I think complete, not for very much yardage to Kosturko. Mr. Taylor, who is all the way back in the shorts, has a lot of speed. Excellent weapon on Jeffrey Darak! He's got a cannon, incomplete. Brings up a 4th down. And they're going to punt the ball. I think, John, with the greater number of players out there, it makes scoring more difficult. Yeah. Generally speaking, we'll go back through the stats and see if that tells true. I think generally that's the case. The kick's going to be by Kosturko. Taken at the 8 by Taylor. He's got a lot of speed, but brought down by Walkinshaw at about the 17-yard line. We got Jeff Millea at quarterback. Looking for Cust. He's streaking deep on the left side. He's wide open.
Unbelievable.
Millea and Cust. He bobbled it a few times, but got it for about a 43-yard touchdown reception. I'll tell you, with Cust and the speedy Rich Taylor on that team, as well as the Jeff Millea, and I think Ed Millea's on the team as well, got a heck of a team out there on the right. End over end. Taken by Olstrom, who's also a good player, and he's brought down at about the 16-yard line. First started back in '87. Wow. Thanks, Mike!
You're blind!
That's a controversial call out there. Complete to Olstrom. Beautiful catch, Mike. He had to go down to the ground for that catch. And it didn't look like anyone touched him, but he was whistled back. First down at their own 28-yard line, and there's only 10 plays left in the first quarter. Kosturko back at quarterback we saw in the first game. Molnar wide open, streaking, touchdown! You got to drop that one. Wide open. 7-7 ball game. Nice play. Olstrom to kick. Ooh. Bounce it, taken by Taylor, 1 yard deep in the end zone. Taylor's got some room on the near sideline. Wyskiel, he pitches back and he stopped. Pitched it back to Cust, who got it out to about the 17-yard line. Excellent play. There we see the young Stupors, Mike, the orange hats to gamble. Something that we didn't see from the veterans in game 1. And Olstrom, one of the rising stars in the Dupor Bowl. Snap back to Ed Millea. Big rush! And he's sacked. He nailed him. Must have been a blitz. Teammates in the first game, he got him this time. Sacks him back to the 12-yard line. 8 plays left in the first quarter. Game 2, Dupor Bowl XVII, or USA Tusker Dupor Classic 1. Fine. Here's Rich Taylor. Incomplete. Not sure what that was all about. Third down and 15 yards to go.
Jomo was down briefly there, Mike. I think that's the first time this game that Jomo's been on the ground.
No, that's not Jomo, Paul. I see Jomo. I think that may be Bruce Murray. Bruce Murray is down. We haven't seen a player down, and Bruce is getting up. He's up. He looks a little dazed and confused, but then again, he always looks dazed and confused.
Bruce must be disappointed after suffering a loss in that first game, Mike.
Yep.
You know that Bruce doesn't like to lose.
Nope. 7 plays left in the first quarter. Again, Jim Hawley taking it easy on the sideline. But he does have the chapeau of the game award. Rich Taylor again at quarterback. He fakes short. He dumps it over the middle. Jeffrey Darak, it's complete. It's complete, shy of the first down. Brings up a 4th down and a good 3 yards to go.
Sam Adam.
Oh, Sam Adam. Bruce is getting ready to go now. First year we've had music.
That's got a big thumbs up to the music.
Rich Taylor back to pass. Jeffrey here comes Paul Tvardzik, a big rush. He's after him. He hasn't got him yet. Walkinshaw's after him. A fumble. He fumbles out of bounds at about the 16-yard line. Big rush by Paul Tvardzik and Ryan Walkinshaw. Excellent defensive play, and that was 4th down, John. This team takes over back at the 17-yard line.
Was that 4th down, Mike? It may have been only 3rd down.
That was 4th. That was 4th down. You guys have the ball. No, that was 4th. Oh, I didn't even get that call. There was a pass interference call, John.
Nothing to that, Mike.
He gets it off. Oh, nice play. Tipped up by DeFeo, but Olstrom making a nice deflection. And imagine they'd have to punt in this situation. Kevin Cwanek has the ball, and I see Kevin has now donned the orange hat, emblematic of that team. Looks like they're going for it. Paul Tvardzik blitzing. It's up. That's it. Incomplete. I think that was an error to go for it, John, on that play, that far deep. Jomos have the ball at the 18-yard line. There are 5 plays left in the first quarter. 5 plays in the first quarter. Right now, we've got Olstrom in a crouching position. Condon, Brian Molnar, one of the newcomers. Mr. Wilczak, Mr. Wyskiel, Mr. Tvardzik, and Mr. Walkinshaw rounding out that team. On the right-hand side, on the defense, we've got Bronson, Cwanek in the yellow, DeFeo, number 74, Jeff Millea. We've got Bruce Murray out there. We've got Cust. And we've got Jeffrey Darak and Rich Taylor, the speedster. We'd be missing a Taylor that we had earlier, but Condon looking incomplete. There are now 4 plays left in the first quarter. Condon calling signals. Molnar wide on the right, Olstrom right and left, Olstrom on the right. He's looking for Tvardzik. Incomplete. And the hands that made Jomo famous. Condon at quarterback. Looking for Walkinshaw in the end zone. He's got it! Touchdown! Nice play, Condon to Walkinshaw for an 18-yard touchdown pass.
That ball was struck in there, Mike. Two defenders, and he came up with a huge catch out there.
So it makes it 14-7. And Wilczak. Kick end over end. It's going to be taken at about the goal line. It'll come back to the 10 and touch back to the 10. 2 plays in the first quarter. doing a little practice snapping as it gets colder here at Lafayette Field at about 20 of 3. Millea looks short, fakes, going long for Murray, he's open! Oh, that's the way by Olstrom. In terms of MVPs, John, we've had rookies win the MVP award back in the early days. In 1980, Al Strauss, who was Bill Wyskiel's college roommate, came in and won the MVP award. And in 1981, Pete Wojciechowski is a rookie who also won the MVP award. Since that time, I do not believe we have ever had a rookie win the MVP. But it's always a possibility this year, although I think Olstrom has an inside track. Olstrom. Back on the air, John.
Back in the air, you missed it.
12 plays left in the half. This brings up Harold.
They're going for it on 4th down.
Wow, going for it from their own 20. A risky maneuver that I would not advise.
What's the score of today's second game, Mike?
It's 14 to 14 right now, and I think this is an unnecessary risk. In fact, a lot of times, John, for some reason, you see Dupor teams, especially newer players, go for it on 4th down, and it usually doesn't work.
A little bit of inexperience here, Mike, but let's see what happens this time. It's a lot of yardage to go here, 4th and 10.
And the weather is, I think, taking a drastic turn for the colder. Time for a Tusker. Kosturko looking for a receiver, throwing long. Olstrom, he's got it! He's got it! Touchdown! Unbelievable! 40-yard touchdown pass, Kosturko to Olstrom. And it's 21 to 14. We've got just a slew of scoring, John, in this second game. Bill Wyskiel being summoned into this game.
I think Harold needs glasses.
We'll invest in that for next year. Jim Hawley getting up as well. 21-14. Nice play on that. Nice kick, end over end, taken by Taylor about 7 yards deep in the end zone. He takes it out. He's got a lot of speed, but gets only to about the 11.
I got it.
11 plays left in the first half. Game number 2, Dupor Bowl 17.
17 years, Mike. Can you reflect it all on what these 17 years of the Dupor Bowl? 17 years?
John, it's just been an incredible feeling of togetherness as this group somehow just magically gets together year after year. It's become every tradition building on itself. Now back to live action. Bruce Murray very deep, apparently at quarterback. Unless it's Cust at quarterback, Murray deep. Cust looking downfield, not looking to Murray. Murray wants the ball. Cust isn't looking at him. Cust now throws across the field. Incomplete.
Cwanek, where's the work?
There it is again. For a year or two he went without him, I think, but now he's back to the traditional work boot. Cust again at quarterback. 2nd and 10. A low snap. Murray's going down the left side. Cust has got some pressure. Might have been stopped by Wyskiel, I don't know. And now he's finally down for good measure. Definitely a sack. He just had a jailbreak there in the backfield, John.
He's worried if he didn't touch his mic, but they finally got him.
Ives, I guess, making the stop for loss of... Wait, we got a flag.
Line, too many men going out. Penalty line.
Too many men downfield. Ineligible downfield, the penalties decline.
Hey, first field microphone.
It's 3rd down then. 3rd and about 11 or 12. Cust to get a quarterback. Jeffrey Darak in the backfield. Jim Hawley is the center. Bill Wyskiel watching. Here comes a blitz. It's a jailbreak again. Ives is after him, and Ives has got him with a big sack. The second one this series. 8 plays left in the first half. Brings up 4th down and long, and they're going to punt. Now trailing 21-14. This again could be a turning point. This Dupor, any series where you don't capitalize, especially in a contest like this, could be a turning point.
And we're heading towards halftime here, Mike. And in good Dupor tradition, we have go bang on the drum all day.
I'm a little surprised. I probably would have given the edge to this Murray team. He gets off a short punt. He shanks it. Shanks that punt. Only went about 10 yards. We'll see where the ref spots it. Murray's now out of the game. Paul Tvardzik's coming out yawning after all that work on the field. 8 plays left.
Is that you?
Now we've got Olstrom at quarterback.
You didn't hit me in the head. Good.
Tight end release.
Olstrom looking for Walkinshaw. Nice play by DeFeo. Incomplete. Nice play. Bringing Jomo Kenyatta back into the game.
Jomo.
Jomo in for Ryan Walkinshaw apparently suffered an injury on that play.
What is the one on the back of Jomo's jersey signified, Mike?
I believe that he is the one and only Jomo Kenyatta. Olstrom back to pass. Big rush by Bronson. Gets it off. Molnar is open. Can't come down with it. Bobbled it a few times, but it's incomplete.
That pass again was right there, Mike. He had a chance to come down for reception.
Already here.
Do it.
And what is Bruce doing with the mascot? Seems to be getting a little bit intimate there on the sideline. Obviously, the mascot is excited.
3rd down.
It is 3rd down, 10 yards to go with ball at the 20-yard line. I don't believe they've used their blitzes as effectively as the Jomos. And here it is. They are blitzing. Big rush by Hawley. Gets it up into traffic. Incomplete. It's nice to see Sid's name being called. Number 20, Jim Hawley.
It really is.
He has been around in this league right since the beginning of 1979. I believe the only year he missed was 80. Might have actually been 19. I know he was here in 80. Here in 81. He was not here in 82. The only year that Jim Hawley has missed. You can see Jomo down on the ground. He's into this game more than he was the first one. You can see that. Calling the plays back there. It's 3 p.m. exactly at Lafayette Field. Jomo's the quarterback. There's a blitz. He's in trouble. He's going back. He gets it up. It's complete for Ives. He stopped, but shy of the first down. Jomo did an excellent job to get rid of that ball. Very nice job under heavy pressure, but they lose the ball on downs.
How many plays left, Michael?
4 plays left in the half. Back to live action. 4 plays left. Millea at quarterback. Ed Millea, that is. He's looking long for Taylor. He's open. Incomplete. 3 plays left till the half. Jomo did a nice job there with that blitz and that pressure.
Thank you.
Getting rid of that ball.
One of my minimal highlights of the day.
Good game, though. You guys are doing a nice job. Murray's back in this game, though, and he's wide on the near side. And Taylor, the 2 last speed on both sides. Millea back to pass. Here comes a rush from Walkinshaw. He stopped. Sacked. All right, that's going to count as a Jew-over play. Yes, there is a history for that. There is precedent for do-overs. 2nd and 10. Here comes the pressure. Millea over the middle. Jeffrey Darak. Complete. Just short of the first down.
3rd down.
Nice play. Jeffrey really coming into his own this year.
Yes, this is, he's been in the Dupor a number of years now, Mike.
Jeff Millea wide on the right. His brother Ed Millea calling signals. The speedster Taylor lining up as a tight end and staying in. Now passes out to Murray. Incomplete.
Fourth down.
Murray taking some abuse out there with his own hands.
Uh-oh.
Obviously
Not known for that defense.
Nope.
They take another timeout. 2 plays left.
Must be going for it here.
2 plays?
Yes.
I went in there, they had a note on the door that says, yes, we're open, please come.
They've got to get that first down with one of the plays. They'll have one more timeout.
I wrote told the right go one.
Murray covered by Kosturko. Cwanek's not quite sure where he's lining up.
You got 17 years.
Low snap to Millea. Millea looking, gets it off, and it's complete to his brother Jeff for a first down. Cross midfield to the 29-yard line. I imagine they'll take their last time out. They do take the timeout.
Timeout offense.
It's their last timeout. 1.5 plays left. Play and a half left. Right at the exciting end of the first half. Millea looking for Murray. Murray's getting over. Cross over the middle. Taylor. Stop. Down it. No, half a play left. Half play. This is it. Millea quarterback. You've got a line of DeFeo, Cust, Cwanek, and Bronson. Some big horses up there to give protection. And they're not blitzing, surprisingly. Here they come. Maybe they were. Millea throwing it up. It may be too long, and it is. And that's the end of the first half with the score. The Jomos 21 and the Orange Hats 14.
That ball's in the next county, Mike. He overthrew that one by about 10 yards.
21-14. Hey, Jeffrey, nice play.
Kicking team ready? Mike, here we go.
In there?
Cwanek with the catch.
Cwanek up the sideline is out at about the 10.
And I've located the pen.
All right.
The Tusker is making my sight a little foggy.
First down.
Yeah, a little strong. I mean, here comes a blitz all out in the first play.
Threw it to Murray, but he wasn't in the game.
Yeah, you could have almost seen that called as a grounding penalty as well, Johnny. That controversial grounding penalty in the first game.
True, Mike. That was a big call. Darak, I'm sure, will take his share of abuse at the post-game festivities for that call.
This is Jeff Millea following his brother's footsteps. He throws it up deep for Taylor. Gonna be out of bounds.
Beautiful catch on that one, Mike. Taylor seems to have the ability to get down the field and still keep his eye on the ball.
Taylor, as we pointed out, may be one of the fastest players ever to play this game. Of course, Condon in his heyday, Darak, Murray, all have a lot of speed. Jeff Millea, quarterback. He rolls to the left, throws incomplete in and out of the hands of Mr. Taylor. I'm surprised. This team I would have given the edge to with Murray, the strong arm of Millea, with the speed of Taylor. Really would have given the edge to that team, but they find themselves down 21-14, at least as best I can tell.
Seem to be underachieving a little bit here, Mike.
Yep, Cwanek to punt. Gets a nice one off. Sends him back, and out of bounds. Oh, beautiful kick by Kevin Cwanek, not known as a punter in this league, but an excellent punt by Cwanek all the way down to the 8-yard line.
Pins him deep on that one, Mike, and you're right. Cwanek did come up big on that one.
Condon quarterback. Looks for Walkinshaw. Incomplete. There have been some disputes on the field, John, with regard to counting and the rush. I heard the referee admonish them to count louder. I wouldn't be surprised if he starts calling these if they're not effectively counting. It's great to see his son Jeffrey. Oh, the ball's on the ground. Condon picks it up. Rushing. He's running with it.
Is that in violation of Dupor law, Mike?
I don't know. We'll have to wait to see a ruling on the field. I think that's allowed. The ball was on the ground.
That a rules committee.
They came in and left, and the quarterback ran on it. What's the call?
Quarterback can run on a blitz anyway.
Well, what's the blitz?
When the ball is on the ground, the defense can rush immediately.
So I come running, right?
It doesn't count as one of their blitzes. I think he can advance it.
He can advance it.
Okay, right away. He's your play.
Yeah. And they're calling it illegal play.
There's some buzzards in the air.
Buzzards waiting to get the remnants of the Dupor.
They think someone's going to die, or there's a piece of dead flesh in the area. Maybe they smell Jomo.
Interesting ruling on that. If we can explain that play to our fans, the ball was a poor snap. It was on the ground, which then permitted the defense to rush immediately. It then in turn permits the quarterback to scoop it up and also run and advance the ball beyond the line of scrimmage. Here they're trailing 21-14, and a bit of a surprise, the Jomos are out in front. Condon Jomo connection. Snaps back to Condon. There's no blitz. Condon gets it off. Incomplete. He throws it into the ground. It brings up a 4th down. 9 plays left. 4th down. They're going for it. I can't believe it. Oh, incomplete. It was a blitz. Unbelievable that they went for that, John. They're deep in their own territory.
Call the late hit down there, Mike, but there's no blood. I don't think there's any call.
First down, the other way.
First down the other way. I think again, John, we've seen the ill-advised going for it on 4th down. They called Bill Wyskiel into the game, but he did not appear. And Millea coming out of the toilet. Cust now at quarterback. Cust fakes left, goes right. Incomplete. Second down, 7 plays left in the 3rd quarter. We've expanded the width of the field this year, John, to 30 feet wide. It had been 25 feet, but in light of the large turnout, they want to bring either Wyskiel or Hawley into the game, but they're apparently pretty satisfied sitting by the heater. Cust at quarterback. Ives, Tvardzik, and Walkinshaw on the line. This could be a blitz. There's a lot of chattering going on down there, John. Cust back to pass. Murray. He's in big trouble. Stopped by Ives. A big sack. Ives with at least his 3rd sack of the day.
Cust, I think they've got him, Mike. Uh-oh, captains. Darak is rallying the captains here. Game's breaking down a little bit.
If I don't hear it, there's a flag. Oh, you got everybody on the line now.
Harold is warning. He's warning him now. If he doesn't hear the count, he's going to throw a flag. They've been warned.
Come on, let's go. 3rd down.
He's taking control of this game. It's 3rd down and long. They've got to get down to about the 4-yard line. They're currently at the 23. So a loss of 9 on that big sack by Ives, who's turning into a great defensive player today. Harold has warned them if he doesn't hear the count, he's throwing the flag. Jomo counting. Now here comes a big rush. Big rush. Flag is thrown. A sack on the play again. Big defensive effort. Sack back at the 30-yard line. Walkinshaw and Tvardzik providing the big rush.
No flag, Jomo just, and it looks like he's right.
4th down. What are you doing?
So a loss of 7, 2 sacks in a row.
One, Jomo Kenyatta hit on that one. It was an effective play.
Now DeFeo comes out, Ed Millea comes in. They may want his gun of an arm in there at quarterback.
Ed's been sitting out for a while now, Mike, and let's see what he can do with this play.
We're playing 8-on-8 with substitutions. Plus Jeffrey Darak actually gets to be in there, not counting as one of the aides. He may be making the difference on this team.
Fourth down, here we go.
Derek's come up big with some 10-yard catches.
He's in the backfield now, deep in the backfield. Jeff Millea quarterback. Murray and Taylor the speedsters, as well as Cwanek going out. He's got to get a long way. He's going all the way. It's going to be too long. Down and away. Smart play by Olstrom on defense.
Excellent play on that one, Mike, as you pointed out. He didn't catch the ball. He batted it away.
Yep.
Smart play.
That would have been a difference of 20 yards. Obviously, it would have been a touchback back to the 10. And Olstrom, even though he'd love to pad his stats with another interception,
He was actually smart enough to figure that all out.
he man, yeah. We've never had that in the Dupor Bowl before.
This would be a big set of downs here, Mike. They can run down some clock and come up with a score. This might effectively put this game out of reach.
Got Ives in the backfield with Kosturko calling signals. Wilczak and Walkinshaw on the near side. Condon on the right. He's going looking for Condon. Condon fakes short. It goes long. It's intercepted by Jeff Millea. Gets it right back. Big interception at the 10-yard line.
I don't know if Condon's caught a ball yet today, Mike.
Oh, kind of razzle-dazzle.
Oh.
Jeff Millea throwing a wobbler up there. Olstrom, interception. They trade interceptions down to the 11. Two plays, third quarter, including for Condon a high of 10 receptions in 91. Incomplete. Kosturko incomplete. Condon is second only to Bruce Murray in the all-time receiving statistics. Here comes a blitz. Kosturko! It's a loose ball! And it's going to be ruled incomplete. Incomplete. His arm was coming forward.
Third down.
A lot of dissension there with the referee, I think.
Well, as you know, Mike, it is a difficult job being a referee, trying to be impartial out there, and I think Darik's done an excellent job.
It is tough. He's covering the whole field by himself, as he pointed out at one point. Usually you've got 5-6 refs covering a field. Harold's doing it all himself, and in his true Dupor greatness, he's able to do it just fine. He's got the Jomo Kenyattas out in front here, 21-14.
Did he do them both?
Third down. Hey. Watch the middle.
It's only second down.
Hey.
Here comes the blitz. Kosturko looking for Condon, incomplete. Condon the safety valve, but just overthrew him. He was under tremendous pressure. That's the end of the third quarter. Paul is advising his team to punt, and they are listening to him. So a little controversy in terms of the number of plays. Apparently that was a fourth down play. It's going to be Olstrom kicking. Gets off a nice left-footed kick taken by Millea, who goes through his hands, and he picks it up. Advances it about a yard to about the 24-yard line. Overtime is not popular among the players. It is popular up here in the booth, but the players never seem to want to go ahead with an overtime session. Wyskiel and Ives providing heavy rush. Complete to Montalvan. Nice catch. One-handed catch out to the 30-yard line of Tiny Montalvan.
Oh, you want to earn a quick play here, Mike, trying to catch him off guard.
Jeff Millea looking for an open receiver. Nobody's really deep. Now he's in trouble. Gets it over the middle of the tail. Nice play by Molnar, breaking it up.
Sack! They have 4 guys out.
3-4 right there.
And he was sacked too.
No, that wasn't a sack. Wait, we may have a flag on the play.
It looked like he touched his jersey to me. What do you think?
Okay, we got 4 receivers. You can take the penalty.
I think there's too much liquor in the booth.
And calling a penalty of an ineligible man downfield, but they're declining it, making it third down and 2, a long 2. Jeff Millea quarterback. Taylor streaking down the sideline, overthrows him. Incomplete. Condon's on the other team. I'm all mixed up. Gets it off. Looking deep for Taylor. Touchdown! Unbelievable play. Unbelievable touchdown play. That unbelievable 30-yard touchdown pass. It's 21-21 with 11 plays left in the game. Cust with the kickoff, end over end. Condon takes it at the goal line. Condon digging to the right. Stopped right at the 10, where they will take over. The Jomos now in a tie at 21-21. The Orange Hats coming back and tying this game. The last touchdown pass. Condon back to pass. Looking long for Molnar. A little too long. The rookie Kosturko back at quarterback. He's been off and on in that position all day. Snap back. Good snap. Looks for Condon. Incomplete. Penalty flag is down. Pass interference on the defense, and Condon is down.
Condon's been working for that call all day, Mike, and he finally got it.
Pass interference will be an automatic first down at about the 19-yard line. It's not a play, so there's still 10 plays remaining in the game. Snap back to Kosturko. Condon, Cwanek coming from nowhere. Big rush, and that's incomplete.
Good boy, your toe tapped around the field.
Phil Wyskiel challenging the rulings here. Kosturko looks left, throwing for Molnar! Good catch. He's going to call it a catch. They call it a catch. Short of the first down. Some question as to whether he had control of that, but apparently at the time he went out of bounds, he still had control.
Third down.
A gain of 9 yards, it'll be third down and a yard to go.
Jomo saying that he had the ball.
8 plays left in the game. Team captain, Mr. Kenyatta, is pulling out more beer.
Little drive down.
Involved in the minute details of the game here.
Jomo, you should be in there for the final drive.
Yeah, I'm driving right here. The fucking Betty Ford.
Here comes the blitz. Kosturko gets it off, but incomplete. It brings up a fourth down. Timeout is called. 7.5 left.
Timeout. Offense.
No, defense. Timeout defense.
I want to go somewhere with Hill.
21-21 tie.
They're going for it.
They're going for it at fourth down. John, what do you think of the call to go for it at this point?
They're so fried.
It's only a yard, Mike.
They can't even get the Hill.
Let's see. They have a lot of options there. They could run the ball. They could pitch it out and run. They could try the short pass.
Boy, that was a piece of work.
The next run might be a good call here.
Bring it,
It's
Husker.
Kosturko, big fourth down play. Kosturko throwing, complete for the first down. Big first down play. Now down to 6.5 plays left in the game. It's first down. The score tied at 21. Kosturko again at quarterback as he has been much of the day. Snap back to Kosturko. He's looking. Here comes pressure from Cwanek. It's up. Complete to Condon. First down at about the 15-yard line.
Mike, just as we mentioned that Condon hasn't made many big receptions today.
There
He came up big there.
Absolutely. He had a risk of losing that streak.
How many plays remaining in the game?
There are now only 5.5 plays left in this ball game. Score tied at 21. That's in regulation. Overtime's always a possibility.
We need a defensive stand if we should have it.
Which team are you on, Paul?
I'm on the Dupor team.
The Jomos. We've been calling them the Jomos.
The Kenyatans.
I think they might be able to handle me.
The rookie Kosturko at quarterback calling signals. Kosturko looking in the end zone, throwing long. Nobody there. It's incomplete.
Was that intended for Jeffrey Darak, possibly?
Possibly was. 4.5 plays left in regulation.
Stay in the pocket and complete his pass inside the pocket.
They use their second timeout. 5 plays left in the game. Second down. The referee indicating there is no overtime. And either playing for a tie or a victory for the Jomos at this point. Although it's anybody's game, Joe, we've seen turnovers make the difference in a game many a time.
There's been one big interception for a touchdown already today, Mike.
Condon at quarterback. He's under some pressure. He's racing.
Great ball of fighting. Timeout.
Timeout.
They used their last timeout. And now we're down to 3.5 plays left. 4.5 plays left, I'm sorry.
Third down, right? Michael?
Fourth down.
Third down.
Third down.
Here we are, Kosturko at quarterback, making the final push for a touchdown to take the lead. Puts it up for Olstrom. Incomplete. He can't quite hang on. And it's now fourth down.
Go for it.
It's a field goal.
We'll try a field goal here if they have a kicker.
That would be a long one. That would be a long one.
No, it ain't. Go for 3!
Jomo Kenyatta yelling a suggestion for the field goal.
Take the 3! Take the 3!
They're discussing among themselves whether anyone can kick it. It looks like they're going to try a field goal.
They're going to kick.
They're going to try the game-winning field goal here. We're down to just 3.5 plays left in this game. The field goal does not count as a play, so it would still give Bruce Murray's team time to rebound and win the game.
He's not under any rush or pressure to get this kick up. He's got time.
Paul, who do you expect to be the kicker for this?
The quarterback is kicking.
Right? We do have the fencing.
I may be wrong. Oh, I am wrong. It's not the quarterback. It's supposed to be the fellow in the white hat. Who is that?
That's Mr. Olstrom, I believe.
Olstrom, he's a lefty, I believe.
Olstrom, one of the bright young stars in this Dupor Bowl.
He was practicing before we started.
And apparently had been practicing kicking earlier today. Bruce Murray waving his arms, trying to distract him.
He can't.
Big kick! It's up! It is! Good! Take the lead! 24-21! And that was...
I believe that there would have been controversy had the kick missed because I don't think Mr. Murray was allowed to be under the goalpost.
The field goal by Olstrom.
About that.
I don't know.
Being on the opposing team, I don't believe that he should have been allowed under the goalpost. You do have an official who will rule on the kick.
We still have 3.5 plays left in this game. And they're calling for Jomo to get down here for the final plays of the game. And he's running. Newly energized, he's running in.
What is that?
Bill Wyskiel coming out. Jomo Kenyatta going in. 2 17-year veterans of this league.
3.5 plays.
3.5 plays. Kickoff doesn't count as a play. Ask how many blitzes they have, and they will probably make wise and judicious use of their blitzes. The kick is by Olstrom. It's end over end. It's going to be short. It's taken by Millea, and he's out of bounds at about the 16-yard line. 3.5 plays left. Murray's team has already used all their timeouts. Of course, don't imagine the Jomos to use any timeouts, so effectively they will have 4 plays to either win or lose this ball game or tie it with a field goal.
Again, Mike, obviously we can't pre-decide the MVP selection, but Olstrom seems to really put himself in good position with that field goal. Can't get away that batted ball earlier in this game that could have been intercepted. The numerous touchdown catches in his first game.
All right, John, they're lining up now. We've got Cust wide on the near side along with the speedster Taylor. Bruce Murray wide on the very far side. Jeff Millea quarterback. Over the middle for Cust, and it's complete. It's complete for about 10 yards. Ives has been a good blitzer, good rusher.
Yeah, he showed us some good speed out there. They have a blitz, at least a couple of blitzes.
John, we'll look for a blitz on this play. Here it comes. They pick it up well. It's all. No, it looks like Murray was looking for a call, and Harold doesn't call it. His son Jeffrey's even yelling at him out there, saying, "Hey, come on, that was holding," but he didn't call it. 1.5.
That would have been for short yardage anyway, Mike. I can't
You're right.
see what that would have done for them. That would have been a 4-yard pickup.
You're absolutely right. Kevin Cwanek seems distracted by the sirens. What's he doing back there? Jeff Millea looking long for interception by Kosturko, and that's going to be the game. Half a play left. The big interception. Half a a play left in the game, and they'll just run it out here. One of the better Dupor Bowl games in Dupor Bowl history, a 24-21 effort. Very well-matched teams.
Excellent game, Mike.
Here's the game. And that's it. The ball game is over. Dupor Bowl 17 has come to a close. The final score, the Jomo Dupors 24, the Orange Hats 21. We've had two excellent Dupor Bowl games today. More importantly, and there goes Jeffrey Darak seems to be racing from the field. He's abandoning the Dupor Bowl. He's abandoning his father. He's chasing the sirens. Where's he going? He's gone down, and he seems to be looking at the emergency vehicles.
It's like to behold up here, Mike. It really is.
Dupor Bowl number 17 has drawn to a close and is history. We see the players congregating. There's Jomo with that wonderful shirt. Taylor, the speedster with his shorts on. Who made some very nice plays. Bruce Murray was strong, but probably not an MVP effort. Doug Condon, who finally got his reception, so he wasn't shut out for the first time in his career. Mr. Bronson, one of the leaders of that team. The Orange Hats. Some excellent play we saw here for Dupor Bowl number 17. When you're in need of a beer, why not Tusker? The premium lager product of Kenya, East Africa. A gold medal winner in the World Beer Competition. Kenya's award-winning malt lager brewed from the pure waters of the Mazima Springs from the foothills of Mount Kilimanjaro. Tusker, official sponsor of Dupor Bowl 17.
Well, Mike, as always, we had an excellent day today. It was a great Dupor Bowl 17, or as we might call it, USA Husker Dupor Classic number 1. But it was an excellent day today. Two hotly contested games. The first game we thought was close at halftime, but turned out to be a blowout. The second game was very close, and we had a nice victory in the fourth quarter, and two good games.
Yeah, John, a lot of the new blood here was really made it exciting this year, and hopefully these players will continue to carry over year after year.
It really did, Mike. The new players seemed to have a sense for the Dupor. They had a sense of the history of the Dupor. They brought some spirit. They brought the orange hats. They brought the music. And it was an excellent day today. And of course, Harold Darak did a fine job as usual. He wasn't participating for the second year in a row, but excellent referee.
Excellent job. I think he took control of the game towards the end there.
He did.
And really did a fine job refereeing this thing. It is hard to cover a whole field when you're just one person. But we saw just a mix of the old and the new. We had Paul Tvardzik, Bill Wyskiel, Jim Hawley managing to get into the game for at least a few plays. One of the rising stars is Jeffrey Darak. Jeffrey, you want to join us for an interview? Jeffrey, this year you're unbelievable. At the age of 11, it's already your fourth year in the Dupor Bowl. And you caught a few passes, did a nice job. How does it feel? You feel like you're coming around as the mainstay of this Dupor Bowl?
Yeah, it feels cool.
You're looking forward to being back here next year?
Yeah, definitely.
How long do you think it's going to be before you join your dad? Of course, your dad won some MVPs in the past Dupors going all the way back to 1979. Do you think an MVP is in your future one of the coming years?
Yeah.
Good. Well, we're glad to have you join us, and thank you very much. Paul Tvardzik, you want to join us for a brief interview?
Of course, Mike, the uniform of the day award should really go to Paul. Paul, can we just get a look at the back of that shirt, back of that jersey? Jomo 1 Kenyatta. Could a license plate do more justice?
I think not.
Now, Jomo, first we want to give you a hand as the architect of this field, or the designer of this field. You did a great job once again. Tell the folks at home who may not realize what time you arrived here at the field today.
I arrived here at approximately 8:10 a.m.
And worked very studiously.
Worked very studiously, and then had some assistance, and and needed to get the field ready prior to game time. I don't know exactly what time did we kick off today.
Kicked off shortly after 12:30, which is usual kickoff time. And we got in the second game. Last year, the second game was in the dark, I can recall, as it was ending. So we were a little bit ahead of schedule this year. So
we didn't have as many penalties. We didn't have as many penalties. Everything went smoothly, and we have to give credit to the officiating. Let's call the official now right now.
Harold, you want to come down here and join us for a minute?
I have no choice, do I?
Step right here in the middle, Mr. Rapp.
Harold, for many years, you were on the field as a participant. Now for 2 years, you're a referee. Give us the difference in the perspective from watching it as a ref.
Well, I can tell you tomorrow is going to be feeling much different because I'm not going to be sore at all. My muscles are going to be fine. But from the field's perspective, I think it's very exciting hearing both plays as they go on. And both teams are talking about whether they're going to blitz or not, etc. Obviously, being the only ref there, I get a lot of shit, I guess you could say, for not calling things around the far side. You can bleep me out if you like. So I think that either we need a couple more refs or I need to throw more flags for sportsmanlike conduct.
Maybe bring in another ref?
Yeah, you mentioned that just moments prior to the interview. You were telling me that several of the players seem to be dissatisfied with certain calls, and you made the statement, well, I'm only one guy, and then I'm looking in certain areas and doing the best that I can. So is there any inkling or possibility that we are going to get perhaps assistance in the officiating?
I don't know. What do you think?
We can get a Jomo striped shirt. We may be able to get him out there.
I think I've heard about some of the older players talking about retiring, and if these younger players continue to go on, I'm sure we can get a striped shirt for him or Billy Wyskiel or something, because Billy doesn't think I could ref for beans.
Harold, you bring up a good point. We've got a whole new crop of people who seem to be, as John said, they seem to be aware of the history of the Dupor. They seem to be into this game. How does that feel down there, seeing the newcomers in here? Does that bring a different energy to the game?
Oh, it definitely does. I also think that next year we're going to get even more of an energy when they see more statistics with their names on them. I think that all of a sudden starts driving them when you get one of them as an MVP and one of them a leading passer.
The Lord knows your name is on just about every one of those statistics, buddy.
Let's get Doug Condon in here for a minute. Doug, we're up here in the booth and we were concerned because for every year since 1987, you had caught a reception. In many years, it was many receptions. It looked like this year you might have been shut out, but then towards the end of that game, you did at least get a reception.
I'm a shell of my former self, and I'm thinking about next year maybe hanging up the cleats.
Well, that was
another candidate for retirement.
The Dupor wouldn't be the Dupor. I mean, since 1987, you've been here, and it's been amazing how many years it's been.
I think Bruce and I are in it for the long run.
Yeah,
and we're sort of pushing each other, and I don't think I'm going to quit before he does, and I don't think he's going to quit before I do. So I think we're in it for the long run. Although I think Bruce and I know that neither of us are going to be considered for MVP this year, nor.
No, wait, I was the most valuable punch.
Bruce, can we get you up here for one more interview?
Are you kidding me?
The most valuable.
That's the only good thing I did today.
Hummus.
Now, Bruce, you had that stellar play, which was really one of the best that I can ever remember seeing, but of course my memory doesn't go back much more than a couple of months, so I don't know if it was the best or not, but you had that great play, but otherwise it looked like it was a newcomer's day today. Those guys brought a lot of new energy.
Hey, sometimes it goes that way, Mike. When Doug and I were young, we came out and we kicked some fucking ass, and now we're not young and we got our asses kicked.
You can't censor this. Come on.
Not to quote Elton John or whatever. It's just fucking cycle of life, baby. I mean, how are the old and the new? Harold's the only smart one for crying out loud.
Are we detecting some type of inklings for retirement coming up, Bruce?
Yeah.
Well,
As we said.
Like more or less beating around the bush. You're not going to be very direct, but can we assume
if I'm beating some bush, it's the only bush I've gotten this year. I'd be pretty happy about it.
Let's turn to our sponsors here, Tusker.
And Sam Adams was there all the way.
The premium lager,
ladies and gentlemen.
Joe, why don't you take this one?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. The sponsors, co-sponsors of the USA Tusker
Did you play today?
Super Classic. Yes, I did. The guy who knocked you unconscious for
that's right.
seconds. I did play.
And then
I feel like Frank Gifford, man.
Yes, I did play. I remember that.
I heard you had the balls to say there was no interference in that play.
That's right. Of course I did. I was taking heat from my partner over here.
He wouldn't
Number
be bald.
89.
He didn't say that. When do you see that plate tonight?
I was blind and my partner was deaf.
Right about now, my my son can beat me in a multiplication test, and you're saying there was no interference.
There wasn't.
It'll probably help you in your job.
But then again, folks, yes, we'd like to promo the sponsors once more, because of course we know that without their support and financial assistance, we could not produce such an event on a yearly basis. Once again, the primary sponsor will be Tusker Beer.
Ale. Lager.
Premium lager. Brewed from Bima Equatorial barley and the pure waters of the Mazima Springs. Once again, be in the Bora.
And I've been to Mazima Springs, and they are pure.
And also, obviously, I hope that several of us have perspired heavily and are laden with dirt, and we'll need to cleanse ourselves later on this evening.
I haven't gotten laden in
We'd like you to use... No, not laden. Oh, not laid. Laden.
Could you translate that for us?
There's a difference. We know that many of us are laden with dirt and want to cleanse ourselves for any kind of activity that may happen later this evening. We'd like to ask you to use lava soap, regular size, or if you prefer, the larger bath size.
First one, need the bath size.
And
He has nothing large to
it
wash.
is lava with pumice.
Do you have
Gets
the
extra dirty
industrial
hands
strength?
really clean.
Do you have the car wash bar?
So once again, Tusker Beer and lava soap.
Take it from the rubber man.
Be a nibble.
I just like to say, who invited those people in the red hats?
Orange hat.
That was whatever. That was a bad idea, and I don't want to play with them anymore.
I think this whole interview has turned into some obscenities and some obscene
How am I supposed to pad my stats when I don't have Jimmy Hallman throwing me those darts?
Or Jimmy Hawley covering.
Or Jimmy Hawley covering me. What the hell's going on? What happened to the Dupor Spirit?
Do you know the average age of those noodles?
I'd be so frazzled that the lava was upside down.
I have one thing to say. I have one thing to say.
Upside down.
Do you know the average
Was
age
right
of
side
those
up on this
guys
side.
was 21 years old?
No.
I asked them. Their average age
21.
was 21
I made that
years old.
comment during
Well, it was a good thing they
Our
were
average
drinking beer
age-
with us.
Man, I don't even want to say what our average age is. 35?
I can't think that fast.
I'm 35. Who's over 35?
I'm 32.
I feel like I'm
I'm
40.
35.
Does that count?
We're 32.
We're all 35, right? The oldest is 35.
Yeah, so it's like 33, 34.
14 years on most of us.
That's why I was roughing.
You're looking good, though.
But you know what's amazing?
There's a lot of you to look at.
But what's amazing
You lime a good field.
is that last year you guys tied them, and this year it really was pretty close. I mean, at the end it degenerated a little bit, so it really wasn't
Degenerated.
Like they waxed our tail.
Jeffrey brings down the average age show quite a bit of that Dupor.
Jeffrey had
That
2 or
helps.
3 receptions
Yeah,
today.
Jeffrey did a nice job.
What is Jeffrey now? 10? 11? 11? 10?
Burning me already.
See?
I don't think anybody invited you in the.
That's right. You're ducked down.
Obviously, we
Squat
can't-
down there. Get you right in there. Stay right there so you don't block anybody out.
You have to drink a beer if you're in the video.
John, you have the can open. I'm going to open this Tusker right now.
We're going to be going for the post-game festivities to the Hawley Mansion. Oh, let's do a quick interview with Gladys Montalvan, who's a spectator.
Let's zoom in on her. There you go. Oh, let me move the beer out. Right there. Stay there, Jeff. Yeah, zoom in. Let's get an interview.
I mean, this is a large crowd here today. Was the excitement really? There's a lot of excitement up here. A lot of new players here this year.
You got it in?
Seem to be actually excited.
Okay, stay there, Jeff.
Very good.
I noticed that your son participated. He did a very nice
He caught a
job.
ball. I didn't catch shit.
Yeah, he did well. I think I very well.
I'm better if somebody's telling me where to go.
Do you feel that this tradition is just going to keep building? You know.
Yes, I do. I believe that
Yeah.
Paul was telling me we're
We'll
going
be
to
coming out of the retirement home to participate.
To be
Wheelchair football.
Paul seems to put together those sponsors and does a great
Wheelchair
job.
ball.
You never know who he's going to come up with.
Absolutely.
Now tell me, could you get any
Right,
better
we
over
had
there
a
with
press
the
release earlier.
distances
I
and shit,
understand
or
Paul
just by
works with
eye?
the league office and with the
I was
sponsors
rushed,
to
of
put
course.
together these press releases, and he did
If
a
he retires from playing, he should be the coordinators of events
yes.
to compare the
I want to know how he won it, but
and all
This is the best field. This is the most square we've had it in years.
I know, this is nice. It really looks good. I didn't notice it was an extra 5 yards until Mike said it at the end.
Extra 5 yards where?
Wide, he said.
Oh yeah, we went to 30 yards wide this
Yeah.
year because we anticipated the extra guys coming in.
Yep.
saving my energy for later.
All right, he's saving his energy for later, folks. The new addition, we must compliment Jim Hawley once again, who is, of course, our technical person, who has brought this
Corona heater.
Corona heater,
Gotta think about Billy
manufactured
Jean
by one of our
MVP.
prior sponsors.
Corona.
Beer
Billy
business.
Wyskiel.
Bill
They've gone
Wyskiel?
from the beer business into the heater business
Sentimental
as well, and they've
MVP.
done a great job. And you don't have to put a lime in it to get it to work. So it's,
I noticed you ignored the referee as you were passing by him. Is there a reason for that?
it sucks. There seemed to be some ill
Did you hear that comment?
The referee you thought was...
I consider the
He
source.
said that you suck.
I consider the source. A drunken fat old man doesn't, they didn't know
You have to learn the...
Oh!
You can't do that.
There was some controversy on that intentional grabbing.
Our guys are getting violent.
We in the booth kind of agreed with that.
That it was intentional?
There was not. It seemed like the ball down the field, out of bounds. Typically, you don't see that called, but we'll have to watch it again on the tape and see how it.
No one is interested in it. I stand by my call.
Jim wins the Chapeau of the Day award with his fine hat. Jim, once again, you put together the whole technical thing. You got it all together at the last moment, as usual, and just a fine job. Any problems this year, particular note, or did it all come together?
No, it always comes together at the last minute. That's a part of the tradition. And fortunately, Mr. DaRin had a camera that we were able to use.
Yep.
Looks like, judging from the picture we're looking at right now, it looks like we're going to have some great quality. So
Well, we'll hope
really
so.
looking forward to seeing it.
The only problem with quality would be the amount of Tusker consumed by the technical staff up in the booth.
That's always an obstacle at Dupor.
It's part of the tradition.
That's right. This whole thing is steeped in tradition.
Jim, you're somebody who, like most of us who are here, have been here since 1979, the very first year. Did you ever think that we'd still be going strong 17 years later?
No.
And now that we have the new blood that's come into the league, it looks like we can go well into the 21st century, I'd say. Maybe not we personally, but the league will go on.
Yeah, I suspect I won't make it right now. Since I was barely present today.
Yeah, you got in there to keep your streak going for a few plays, but nothing really to
I was
speak
kind of
of.
on the physically barely able to perform.
Right, they were almost ruled out for this game, made a miraculous attack to come back. Hand injury, is that right?
Their arm injury.
Arm injury. Those are pretty fancy gloves, Jim. What are those?
They're scuba diving.
Possible new sponsor for next year, folks. The scuba gloves.
U.S. divers.
U.S. diver gloves. We're going to be transgressing off to the Hawley Mansion in a moment to watch this broadcast, the rebroadcast as is done every year. And we'll be signing off in just a moment. Now ask John to do the final sign-off here with me.
Good stuff to get me some.
You told me.
John, any final comments as we leave this fine Dupor Bowl field, Dupor 17?
Not really, Mike. Not anything that we haven't already said. It's just been an excellent year again, an excellent Dupor, and as Commissioner of the League, you must be pleased, and we'll look forward to Dupor 18 next year.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but I don't know if the festive cry was uttered.
It was uttered at one point, but let's utter it again.
Jumbate, Jumbate, Tecumbe.
The festive Tusker cry.
And once again,
Jumbate, Jumbate,
Tecumbe. Wadi Wadi, Jumbate.
Is that the official sports cry, I guess?
Actually, the English translation for Jumbate, Jumbate, Tecumbe is hail, hail, is victory, victory be ours. And the English translation to Bula Bula Jumbate is hail, hail, victory. As we also hail the god of sun, Bula Bula Bambula, we will hail the victory. Bula Bula Jumbate. Yes, we are transporting ourselves right now to the Hawley Mansion to continue festivities.
Well, for John DaRin, Paul Tvardzik, and Mike Colonese, Dupor Bowl 17, it looks like we've got a whole new tradition to last us for another 17 years and beyond of Dupor. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Brownson Broadcasting Network signing off from Lafayette Field 1980. No, what's this year?
1995. Once again, via Nabora.
Kenya's award-winning malt lager, brewed from the pure waters of Mazima Springs from the foothills of Mount Kilimanjaro. And as we leave you folks, we will leave you with this important message as we look at that Paul Tvardzik design field. Once again, we journey down the path that leads us to this sacred place. The lines that will act as our boundaries have been drawn. The sides that will do battle have been chosen. Our weapon will be the egg-shaped sphere called the football. The battleground will be what we know as the football field. Just as our forefathers, the mighty warriors, stood proud on the untamed plains ready to do battle, we now do the same. Let us as modern-day warriors stand proud on our battleground as we engage in this, the ultimate combat. This is our right handed down to us with the passing of time. May we uphold the honor of this battle and celebrate its triumphant end with dignity and pride. As our ancestors shouted the tribal battle cry before going into combat, so too let us now shout, Jumbate, Jumbati, Kutumbe,
7 years ago, I'm going to laugh.
as we enter into battle in this, the first USA Tusker Dupor Classic. Bula Bula Jumbate. And for all of us at Tusker Beer and Pumice Hand Soap, and all of us who have made this Dupor Bowl XVII possible, we now say, Wadi Wadi Wambango, as we sign off from Lafayette Field, Shelton, Connecticut. Dupor Bowl 1995 draws to a close. We'll see you next year, everyone.
Bye.